So, welcome back to another video from Farm and Life at Laforge. Myself and Paco is here. Stop, Paco. Kind of a mixed bag today, just explaining where we're going to and the farm in the next couple of years and the reason for it and the whole lot, and a few things that we were advertising there, just to go back over them as well. So it's a beautiful day. It's about 15 degrees. It's December, and we're in the cattle shed here, myself and Paco. So what do you call it? Just to explain here, our water in the cattle shed here is harvested off the roof. I don't know if you can see it, that big tank. I put that in there, and the pipes come off the roof there, and when it's full it goes back down into the drainage and off. But it lasts for, if you had no rain, for about a week to last, what to use here. So if you remember, I was telling you a few weeks ago when I did the thing on the Ecoflow that the power be gone for the day, so we're under pressure for water because the tank kept us going for that day. And it's all gravity. I'll show you there. It's all gravity to the shed. So these troughs here are the height of the drinkers in the shed, and all the water, all the pipes are under the ground so they don't freeze. And this shed here is all lined in behind that timber, is all insulation. And this is our pump. Now our well here is 3-phase, so the Ecoflow thing is not how to work that, but it wasn't a problem because the rainwater that we harvest off the roof keeps us going. So what we're aiming on here is trying to cut down bills. So our average electricity for the year is about 5,000 to 6,000. So what we're doing now while I'm in here is, with the Ecoflow, I have it charging outside. I'll show you now in a second. We have it running the lights in here at night in the sheds, and it's charging all day, and then we plug it in to that when we bring it in, and we'll flick up these switches here. See there, we turn off some of them, so it's just working the lights in the shed. Now you might want to get someone, electrician, to do it if you're not that familiar with electricity. So it's working all the lights in the shed, because we find, and the bit told us as well, having the lights on, the cattle will eat more. Now maybe if you had no feed you could turn off the lights. So I'll go along here now and I'll show you. That's our wrapped plastic there out of the bales. And here's another project I'll just show you before I go out. The cow and calf, we nearly have it done. It's for a cow and a calf, or a sick cow, or there's 8 pens. Having it finished, be showing you that again. I have some of it actually filmed, but so we're out here now, lovely sunny day, and I haven't this Ecoflow system set up the way I want to, but we're just using it here this way. I'll turn around the camera there now and show you. So I have it up there in a bale now just to show you, and it's there's the solar panel on this. Now you might be wondering, people will probably ask what this is. This is ground cereal or wheat. So you get a lad will come along. It's not new to this region, but it's new to us this year, because before this we couldn't use it or get it done because there wasn't that many machines in the area, so we couldn't get it done. But this year we got it done because excuse me, there's a new machine in the area. Doesn't matter whether it's high in moisture or low in moisture, there's no additive, no nothing. I'll show you that on the maize in another video, or you can see which video you want first. So it's charging away there, the Ecoflow. Now, I know people give out about we're an advertising channel. I love these things. Anything that saves money, I'm all for it. So, for the last 3 weeks, the Ecoflow is keeping the sheds going all night and charging during the day. Now, I'm not going to leave it like this because it's kind of messy. But just to get into the swing of it, I'm going to have it, I'll turn this around again. So, I'm going to have it that I'm going to put 2 solar panels on the roof of the shed. I'm not going to bother with these. I'll leave that for the other, we'll have a smaller Ecoflow. And I'll leave that for that. And here I'll have it for the sheds there, and and this one here I'll have another power cut or anything for the house. Now, the last day I told you when I had this that we're having 2 power cuts, and we did. So it worked a dream. Bit messy with the leads till we have a big list made out what I want and the way to put it for when we have a power cut, or if we have a notification that we are going to have a power cut, that it's not going to be an ordeal to set it up. So the last day when we used it with the power cut, we just had a couple of leads just to keep things going with a few lights and that, and because one was all day. But the main thing was the flotation, the pump for the heating, the circulating pump. We didn't have to quench the fire because we had there's four outlets here. There, you see them? It's 4 outlets. So we had one for the circulating pump, and the rest was for lights and that. So normally we would have to quench the fire because to blow the boiler, and we have a big boiler in our, so you have to quench that, and when the power come back on, then you'd have to set up the lights. So it was great. Everything was normal in the house that day. Like I said, just to get a few things wired up right, so if you did have a problem, you happen to be going searching for things. So the other thing on the farm here, as I said there, we harvest the water off the roof of the shed, and this year, I don't know if you can see it, there's a big hill up there. So I'm hoping to put a reservoir up there this year. I have planned to do this for the last 4 years, but we're getting on top of things now, and I'm hoping to get up there this year. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to dig a big trench up across 3 fields, and we want to pipe water from the lake beside the house. Any of you watch the channel, we call it a lake. People in Ireland call it a pond. Or in America probably call it a creek. So we're going to put 3 pipes up, and one is going to be power down, and one is going to be to pump the water up during the day with solar power to fill the reservoir, because the gravity will keep the pressure going. Now if I turn off the water now, the pump, if I didn't turn off the water coming down from the hill, the same pressure would be in it till the pipe would end up. So the height and everything is ideal. So all I need is to just pump it up during the day, and the rest will it'll fill. Now at the minute I'm thinking of having an open reservoir. Then I was talking to a fella only there the other day, and he said to get this big bag, and it pumps it, and even the pressure of the bag will increase the pressure of the water coming down, and the water won't go all green on me, which makes sense. So I have to price that big bag. It holds thousands of litres, and get the 3 pipes up. Now there's a pipe going up already to a water trough, 2 water troughs up there. I'm not touching that, but the only problem I probably will have is there's 2 water troughs at the top of the hill that I'll probably have to get a solar pump, which I have two already, but we use them on the other side of the road. Another solar pump to fill them to, because they will be the same level as the reservoir. Now the other thing I could do, if it's an open reservoir, I could have access for the cattle to drink out of it, providing they're not able to walk into it. I have to plan all that, but that's the plan with the water yoke, and that's why I'm big interested in this Ecoflow. I think they're the way to go. Like, I have a generator in the back of the my Land Rover. We use it as a breakdown vehicle, and the generator is mainly for the compressor. And the problem is now we haven't used that generator in a couple of months. When you go back, it'll probably be a nightmare to get it going sometimes. The other problem is, it doesn't really bug me. If I bring someone in the Land Rover with me, they get the smell of petrol. So there's no noise out of that whatsoever. Maybe well, I'm half deaf, I don't hear, but if someone had good ears, there might be a little hum of it. So I think they're the way to go. Now there's another one, I believe, a bit bigger than this. When we had the power cut, or when the water yoke was turned off, the kettle did everything it wanted to do, and it worked the circulating pump all day. So and like I said, you can recharge it again off the electric, but that doesn't make sense to me. When you have no, you can if you're in a hurry. When you solar, I'm really fascinated with solar power, and if we can cut our bill by half or more, that'll pay for itself in no time. So now Laura has all the things and the cost of everything down below somewhere, wherever she calls it, and if you want to find out. But now people do be complaining we're an advertising channel. I don't care. Anton, we're always looking for something here to make life easy, and there's the world of stuff we don't advertise unless we're interested in what suits the farm and suits us. So this, when we heard about it, I jumped at, and so far we're using it. But now you want, like I said, it might be a bit messy with all the leads here now. I only have it on the bale for ye. Normally I leave it in the barra. I have it there. I wheel it out in the barra and leave it in that when it's charging. The rain doesn't affect it. And yeah, that's it. So what else was there to talk about? Oh yeah, Emily's going setting rat poison. So we have all these pines here. I'll show you. See the likes of these? And there's a little access there. So we set poison there, but they have to have another way out. There's another way out there. So we find setting the rat poison all around the sheds, more so than in them. You're kind of getting them before you come in. Now this year I've hardly seen a rat. I don't think I have seen a rat. And if you don't keep it down every 3 weeks, you will see rats. Now I know a lot of channels don't show putting down rat poison because people will be giving out about killing them. I have no bones about killing rats. So and I see, is there other places down here? There's another one. That's a bigger one. So we put the weight on top of it to stop the dogs rooting it out, because the poison we put down will kill a dog. So and then I got on here, there's another one here beside our timber. So there's another one out. So we actually have a map made where they all are, just in case we don't keep them full. So we would be spending a nice bit of money on rat poison, but excuse me, rats do an awful lot of damage to machinery, pipes, and they're dangerous. Combines now are a pure magnet for rats. So I think that's all I was to say about the Ecoflow. Really impressed with it. There it is again. So yeah, I think you know, to get into the swing of using it, it's a great job. So mucking out sheds now, can't stay talking all day. We're cleaning out sheds there. So talk to you again on the cabin thing and the cows. And I see this woman about the rat poison.
Set some rat poison about the place. We don't have too big a problem with rats this year, but want to keep the rat poison down and keep them away. We kind of mix a blue sachet, which is very, very strong, very dangerous to dogs though, so we have to put the dogs in when we're putting down the poison. So I put in some full sachets and some broken up sachets so they can eat them in the container. We put these, Declan's made up these containers where on different runways where the rats or mice can be passing through. You just have to take off the lid, drop a few in, drop a few broken up ones in, and don't disturb it too much so they don't know, and use my gloves. They run through here and run out the other side, and in the meantime eat the poison. So keep it down in quite a few places all around the farm. This is the pink one. I'm not sure what's the difference in them. That's the pink one, that's the blue one. The blue one is very strong, but we just they can get used to it if you keep giving them the same one the whole time. So we give them a mixture, hoping that they'll get the two of them. Right, here's another area where rats can be sometimes. So it's near the woodshed. So just before the entrance to the woodshed, we have this end of a barrel. Declan has a weight on it so the dogs can't move it and help themselves to the poison. So it's empty. The last lot of poison has gone out of it, so I put in a couple, and again a couple of broken up bits on the paper. Put it back down. Again, they can run through either side. And voila. And a few more of those around the place.
We have a map of where they all are, so it keeps you refreshed.
Yeah.
So yeah, another place we'll probably have to set one is beside the chickens.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they can draw rats as well.
Chicken food.
But about 5 or 6 years ago, or maybe more, we had a problem with rats, but now we don't. But
now we just try and keep on top of it a bit every year. But the biggest danger.
Sometimes if we go somewhere and we see a different brand of poison, we kind of get it as a treat for the rats.
Check it out. The biggest thing is just the dogs, to make sure the dogs don't get it.
The blue ones
and
will
the
kill
birds.
the dogs. The red ones I'm not sure.
And the birds. And try to put it in pipes as well so the birds don't get it either.
The problem with the sachets, if you haven't it covered up right, is the birds get it and they drop them around the yard. That'll do on the rat poison. So, back here in the workshop, we're doing a few jobs. The main job, I have to do a bit of servicing on my muck spreader. Not much to be done. Was looking to buy one all year, but second-hand ones are awfully expensive, and they're not much better than it. But anyways, another thing that's happening on the farm this year is, well, I won't say this year, but we have signed up about 2 years now, and it's going to take about another 18 months or 2 years. We're putting solar panels on 48 hectares of the farm, and we're not doing it ourselves. We've signed up with a company, they do the whole lot. So we get 3,000 a hectare per year for 35 years. We've signed up with the solicitor or whatever over here is the notaire, and they come and they fenced the land. They put a 6-foot or 7-foot fence all around the fields that's going to be done for solar. And our solars then, the solar panels for us, why I went for them is they're 3 meters over the ground. So you can put cattle under them, or actually the TL90 will drive under them when they're down. There's only 2 legs on these solar panels, so when they're up and at an angle like that, if you even drive down with a combine, they'll fold up automatic out of the way. Now you're allowed sow crops with this company. You're allowed sow crops, and you have to have cattle. That's the regulations with the government and the farmers and these companies, that they have to be farmed. They can't just put up solar panels and let it grow wild and just be cutting the grass down. It has to be farmed. So as well as that, we're not going to lose our single farm payment per hectare, because it's a farming thing as well. So I think they have thought of a lot of things, the government, this time on that, because normally, if it was in other countries, I've told, investors can come in and buy land and put up these big solar things and make a lot of money, and the farmer can get nothing. This way, the farmer has to be involved, and he's getting a lot of the money. So then there's another way you can do it with investors if you want to, is if the investor wants to buy this land, he has to look for a farmer that's interested in renting the farm off him. So the investor can buy it, providing he's going to get a lad to farm it for him. He can do it that way. But then the farmer has to get half of the 3,000, so 1,500 a hectare, and the investor gets 1,500 a hectare. Plus the investor gets the rent for the land also. So over here the land is maybe from €86 to 110 or 15 a hectare. So the farmer would have to pay that, and then he'd get 1,500 back on the solar. So that means the farmer would have the farm for nothing, which is a good deal there as well. So I think it's a win-win, and it's a good idea. Germany are being fined a lot of money now, or not Germany, France has been fined a lot of money now for not being way behind in their energy thing. As well as that, there is, you can get money off of companies for sowing maize. You can get up to 1,600 a hectare to sow the maize. Not as good as the solar panels, but you have the cost of sowing the maize. Now the companies that buy the maize off you, when you have the maize and it's up, when you have it sowed and it's up to the right height, then they'll come and harvest it, and you get when you get your 1,600. So yeah, I think that's good as well. So there's lots of options there now for farmers, and I'm looking forward to going at this actually. So I think it should be good for the cows to be in it under a shade. Now if we're cutting hay, it might be hard to cut it in a shade, but we can move all the cows to them fields. Now there's one field where we're getting it done, there's no water in it, so we were always sowing corn in it anyways. So I can cut that for hay or whatever, and that'll work out. But yeah, it's good money. Now I know I'm going to be taxed on it and all like that, but it's okay, and I can still farm. So I think that's a real good thing coming up for this year. What else is there? The other thing we're going to do now as well, we're going on this farm. On this farm here, there's a kind of a big hill. So on the top of the hill, people who watch the channel might have noticed it. On the top of the hill, I'm going to put in a reservoir up there for storing the water for the farm. Now we have 2 wells on the farm. We have one well, a submersible down the ground. Never went dry. Had to change the pump once since we came. The other thing is the backup. We have a lake here beside the house, and we'll have a pump on that as well in case that happens the other one. Because over here in hot weather, it's, you know, it's kind of a worry if you don't have things right, if anything goes wrong. Because if the submersible well went, you'd have no water for the cattle at all, and dry weather you wouldn't stop them. Now we can switch over to the mains water. We'll have that set up as well. We'll have mains water for the house because it comes filtered and all like this. So we can switch over to the cattle from the mains, but the price of water over here is dearer than wine. So I don't want to be giving wine to the cattle all day. So yeah, that's it. So up on this other hill, we're going to have a reservoir up there to hold a supply of water. And the idea of the reservoir is I'm going to get a solar, well, we'll have 2 solar pumps we use across the way. So I'm going to put the solar, a bigger solar pump on the lake out here, and during the day it can fill the reservoir with water, and the pressure, it'll gravity feed the whole farm itself, and that's going to cost an arm and a leg to do that. Now the only thing I'm humming and hawing about is whether I leave an open reservoir, just dig a hole in the ground and put a kind of a liner, or there was another guy telling me there now you can get this, well, I knew they were there, you can get these big bags to hold thousands of litres, and you fill that up and there's no dirt or anything going into it, and you don't have to dig a hole at all. You can leave it on the top of the ground and put a fence around it. So that I have to just see what that costs them. That could be a better job for me. So that means the water on the farm then will be free, except the house. Now all the little things, well, they kind of give you a buzz to keep going as well, and I like these sort of things. It's like making something out of scrap, or, you know, if, it's easier to save a pound than earn a pound. That's the way I look at it. So that's all I think I have to say on the solar power. Yeah, it's going to be a big thing now here. Now, we were one of the first farmers to sign up here in the area. What do you call it? Just sounded. Everything sounded so good, and they came with the contract. We brought it to our solicitor or notaire, he's the same as a solicitor, just to make sure. You know, you hear all these things. He said it seemed very good, and our accountant then as well. She said, yeah, she's heard of lots of farmers in different parts of France going in for it. So there's 2 big connection stations or transformers or whatever. So there's one about 5 kilometers to my right, and one what do you call it, or to my left, and one to my right, sorry. So the one to my left is full. They're not letting anyone else in on that. I don't know which one I'm in now, to be honest, whether it's whichever transformer, because I'm right in the middle of the 2 of them. But the other one is nearly full. So that'll tell you the way farmers have jumped on it. Now, whether to put up a 3rd one or not, if more people go in or not, I don't know. I don't think this scheme is all over France. They're only doing it in certain parts for now, probably. So that's it on the solar power, and I'll hopefully have more videos now on stuff around the workshop. That's it. I think I showed you that we extended it into there last year. So that's it. I don't want to keep this video too long. Okay.